Hi everyone, Luca from lgmphotography.co.uk, and if you've seen my previous video you would have seen that I've just got a Nikon D800 and I did an unboxing last night which I've posted. I hope you've seen it. If you didn't, just go and have a look. Anyway, first thing first is I would recommend that you watch this video in full HD so you can see the best qualities you can on your front of your screen, despite the video being compressed and so on. So what I've done is I went this evening just before sundown, take a few pictures just to test the ISO. Now don't ask me why, but I've only went from 100 to 3200. I don't know why I've stopped there. Anyway, so that will just be my first ISO test. I will be making some more in future, but I wanted to see outside how it works. So let's have a look at ISO 100. So what I'm going to do is we're going to have a look at at the images one by one first, and then we put them side to side to compare them. Now this was taken with my obviously D800, but with a 24 to 70 millimeter Nikon f2.8. So you've got the metadata here. So that was, I've shot all of them at f11, so give them a nice depth of field. Obviously it was shot wide anyway, but you get nice and crisp. f11, it is a sweet spot for this lens. It will give you the sharpest pictures. So the first one, ISO 100 at 48 millimeter, size of the picture, which is quite big. So let's zoom in and see what's everyone talking about here. The resolution is pretty incredible, isn't it? Let's move this on the side, we don't need this here. So yeah, resolution is pretty good, and noise nice and clean. Obviously you can see that the picture took 1 second with the light trail over there, but yeah, nice and clean pictures. I've not done any work on it. I just literally took it out of the camera, and I didn't do that much, to be honest. When I took the picture I just put into aperture priority f11 and changed the ISO and took the shots. So yeah, nice and crisp, very detailed, which is one of the reasons why I got the camera. It's just to get that nice resolution. So let's move on to the second one, which was ISO 400. So now the speed dropped to 1/4 of a second. So let's see what we can see. Already you can see a bit now here. Yeah. I mean, it still keep the details very well. You could probably, if you zoom enough, you could probably see inside the actual Lloyd's building here, which is scary in some ways. So yeah, I mean, performance is not bad. It's a bit dark. I should have probably tried to do a test where there is more shadows and highlights to see the difference, because here it's pretty much dark everywhere, but it gives you an idea of what the ISO performance are in dark areas and shadows. So I'm now ISO 800, drop the speed again to 1/8 of a second, same aperture, same obviously picture size. Again, we do start seeing a bit of grain here. Grain is not too bad, it's not too much of a problem. The problem is when you start losing resolution and sharpness. The details are well conserved. I mean, I am at 1:1 here, which is pretty impressive result. So ISO 800, yeah, okay, good. Next is 1600. So that was shot 1/15 of a second. Yeah, same focal length, obviously, same everything. Looking obviously from here, it looks okay. Now let's zoom in here. Let's zoom on the castle. See what it. Okay, so now we can start seeing a bit of grain. The noise start to appear. Obviously, I was used to D3S. D3S at 1600 was pretty much the same as 200. As this camera was just ridiculous when it comes to low noise. But I mean, this one is not doing too bad. So yeah, 1600, there we go. So again, we're starting to lose a bit of details here. The grain is bigger, but what I'm realizing is it doesn't seem to be too much of color noise. You know, when you get this the green and red and dots, because I think the resolution is so high and the details are so intense. You don't have so much of this problem, which is good, because I think this could be a very easy fix, but that will come to it in a bit. So now let's see 3200, which is the highest I went. Again, don't ask me why. I should have come to the end, but I just don't know why I didn't. I got my head was elsewhere. So anyway, let's zoom in again on the building. Whoa, that is noisy. That is very noisy. But again, it's keeping details very well. You can pretty much see each individual rocks here, the Costa sign here against the Lois building, and it looks pretty good. The sky is very noisy, but again, it's not badly noisy. I've seen some. I think if I would have pushed it probably to 6400 or over in the eyes, it would have been a problem. If I go back here, to me this look very clean, and that is probably a 12:8 on my screen. And I don't know if you know, but printing photos will give you less noise than what you see on the screen. If you look on DxO Mark, it can explain you the way it works and why a screen will always show you more noise than a print. I'm not going to go into technicalities now, but you can find out if you want to. So now let's put it side by side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 100 and the go away and the 400. Okay, so 100, 400. Let's zoom in on this building. I like that building. It's a Lloyd's building. It's a bank. Right. So 100, 400. So 100 on the left hand side here. It's nice and clean, beautiful. Really nice. Okay, let's zoom in even more. 2:1. Alright, 2:1. And you still see so much details. It's incredible. So yeah, 2:1, 100 to 400. You can start seeing a bit of difference here. You're starting to see a bit of grain here, but the color noise is still pretty good. Let's go back to the 1:1. And now let's keep the 100 and bring the 800. Okay, so now we start seeing quite a bit of difference here, especially in the sky. You can see, yeah, there is a difference here. Okay, so yeah, let's go back to the Lloyd's building here. Right, okay, let's increase the zoom to 2:1. We're starting to lose details here, a bit more pixelated picture it looks like. The camera seems to have done a bit of work here for some reason. It just looks like the camera has done some kind of low noise processing. If you see in batches like this, it looks like it's been softened or something's been done. But again, it's not too bad. Some areas are worse than others, especially this one here, where the contrasts were very low. So this could be quite difficult to bring back into a better quality. Right, let's go back to okay. So ISO 100. Now let's 1600. Okay, so that's 2:1 again. Yeah, quite a lot of noise here, I must say. It's not a D3S. Let's just say it this way. But again, I wasn't expecting to get the same performance. But I remember owning the D700, and I think the D700 had better noise performance here. Obviously it's the first test I'm doing. I'm probably going to try to find some pictures back from the D700 that I had and see if I can compare a few pictures just to look at the noise and picture quality. But yeah, okay, let's take now the 100 and the 3200. So again, 100 on the left hand side and 3200. Well, I don't think I need to tell you where it is. You know, it's quite. Let me move this down. Yeah, a significant noise. Right. Okay. Now, obviously, now you can see that noise performance D800. I mean, if you look here, the building, how small the building is. You know, you do have to really get into the details to be seeing those. So, despite at the one-to-one looking quite noisy and granular, I think it's a very easy fix, and that's what we're going to look at it now. So what I'm going to go is go into the develop area, and so okay, so what I'm going to do is bring this back here. Okay, so here we go. So D3200, using my mind again. Okay, ISO 3200. So left hand side is before and right hand side is after. So what I'm going to do is just do very low noise. Okay, so right, okay, so it's done a bit of work here. Let's do a bit of radius here. Go on the details. I think the details is probably more important than anything else. Oh no, I wasn't sharpening. What am I doing? That's fine, that's fine. Color is fine. Details, I'm going to bring the details up a bit. Okay, and what I want to do is sharpen the picture to bring back, because what the noise reduction do, it kind of soften your picture. It won't look as sharp and crisp as this one even. The noisy picture looks probably more crisp and sharp. But now what we've done is we've got rid of some of the noise here. One more thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the picture size. So what I'll do is I'll let's go to library. So let's go there. Library. And I'm going to export this picture. Let me switch. What we're going to do is reduce the size. So I'll put it into my desktop. So let's say 4500, which should be not far from 12 megapixel. So what we're doing is we're reducing the size of the picture, and this should actually make the picture less noisy in theory. So just a quick look if you want to hear. These are the pictures I've taken, so you can see the size of the pictures taken. Now I've taken all the pictures in 40-bit in RAW, 14-bit uncompressed lossless, the best quality you can get. And they are around between 38 and 45. I think the biggest one I've seen. 46 here was one of the pictures I've shown you before. 46 here. 47. So depending on how much details it is in a picture, you will get more or less more file size. So let's open this one into open with right, okay, import. Now what I'm going to do is go back to the catalog, quick collection, right. So this is the picture I've worked on, which was the ISO 3200, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare it to the ISO 100 again. No, it was this one, yeah. Right, okay. So on the right hand side, no, sorry, on the left hand side, we've got a picture size which I've reduced, and I've done, as you've seen, a very small edit, which was just a low noise reduction. Now, one second, if we just zoom in and compare it to the 100, obviously because we've lost a bit of resolution, we've lost a bit of size, but let me try to zoom in a little more here. Obviously you can see that some of the resolution has been lost. However, a lot of noise has also been lost. When I'll be presenting probably my work to my client, I doubt I will be providing the full resolution depending on what job, but this kind of shows you that you can easily work around the noise performance of the D800 just because the size it's so big. I'm extremely happy with that that picture of the D800 at ISO 3200. It's a very good performance, I must say. I wasn't too convinced before, but if you've seen the small amount of time and editing I needed just to bring this quality, even if you forget about the size. Okay, this is the one that's been edited without changing the size. Come on. It's not bad at all, but obviously reducing the size will help you reduce the noise. As you can see, this is the exact same picture, worked the exact same way. The only difference is I've reduced the size on this one here, and I have not on that one. So if you're working at a wedding or any work and you've taken pictures at high ISO, you can always reduce the size of the certain pictures you've taken at high ISO and it will be absolutely fine. I mean, the size of this picture is still enormous to print at massive size, but by conserving a very good performance low ISO. On the other good side is if you use low ISO with the D800, you'll get amazing result, very low ISO and great details and resolution. So yeah, so far very happy with the camera. Yeah, very happy. It's nice. Yeah, it's very good. So yeah, first, this is my first ISO performance of the D800 test. I will be doing some more with better tests and probably try to go onto the both extreme ISO 50, which is pretty much the same as ISO 100, but try to push it to 25,000, which is the maximum, and try to find a more contrast picture to take, so we can have a better idea of what comes out in highlights and shadows, and compare it to maybe other camera I've taken pictures of. So if you have any questions, post them down below, and yeah, that's it. Cheers, see ya.